Mexico. Here come numbers forward for Charlotte. Wide left, Capetti. Working back is Carmona. He'll deflect it off of Capetti. It will be a throw-in for Charlotte about 10 yards off the corner flag.
Yeah, really at this stage, we're only 6 minutes in the game, and both teams really haven't found their way a little bit. You look at a Charlotte team that kind of sitting back a little bit, allowing this Red Bull team to kind of try to keep some element of possession, and just two teams that really seem like they've had 18 days off, quite frankly.
Charlotte did play more recently than New York. They played last weekend, got a 3-3 draw against Seattle. High ball played over the top. Manuel trying to run it down. Bumped off of it by Malanda. Charlotte keeps the pressure on. They're attacking half. Vargas dropping for Lindsay. Our game tonight brought to you by your local Tri Honda dealer. Get pumped before every match in a brand new Honda. Stream your pregame playlist right from your device with Honda Link technology and smartphone connectivity. Visit your local Tri Honda dealer for the best offers. Honda, official partner of the New York Red Bulls. Harper leaves for Nadam. Steve, you said both guys for New York at the fullback spots tonight, Duncan and Harper. No fear going forward. You do wonder in an offensive-minded team. This is Merrim slipping through, looking for Capetti. Duncan works over, gets it back for New York. Leaves in the box for Cornell. Player down for Charlotte. So I'll finish my thought. You wonder, will that leave Nadam and Sean Nealis a little exposed at times?
And you saw right there they were a little exposed. But fortunately for us, we had Kyle Duncan doing the right job, kind of closing in the middle of the field. This is a Charlotte team that really doesn't, create much space, in terms of out wide, get the ball, get it to the end line, cross. This is a team that likes to build through the core of the lineup, and I think that offers a great opportunity to counter that relative to Red Bull, capitalizing on guys like, Cameron Harper and Kyle Duncan, who have so much pace getting forward. And yet, I think we all can admit that's probably not their greatest strength defensively, but offensively, you got to get them in the game.
Ball from the referee, dropped for Cornell. Off the restart, angles it a little bit to the left, goes into the midsection of Amaya off the deflection. Back to Duncan, played a bad ball back. Capetti gets in the way with Sean Nealis now working back. This is Enzo Capetti, the 27-year-old out of Argentina. Through a double, fights it off. Vargas leaves for Jalen Lindsay. Lindsay up the line for Vargas. Two combo yet again. Lindsay spinning out. Playing forward, Capetti. Vargas. Good possession here from Charlotte, but Red Bull doing a great job to leave them in one spot. Get a deflection. Guzman Corujo leaves off for Kalina.
Matt, you can see Coach Troy Lassane off his bench kind of like motioning the importance of the defenders to step up. Wants to keep the line between the front runners and the back line as close as possible. Keep it compact. Feels comfortable that there's really no option for this Charlotte team to get behind the flat line. So take a little bit of risk there, but that's okay when he feels comfortable knowing that he's got guys, big guys like Nadam and Sean Nealis with some pace.
Nadam with possession. 10th minute, no score first half. These teams have met 3 times during the course of the regular season, each with a win, each with a loss, and 1 draw. Nadam for Caceres. Drifting back is New York in a 4-2-3-1 look tonight, and almost 3 interchangeable pieces between Caceres, Carmona, and Laquina, Steve. They can go from sideline to sideline. They can all play in the middle. They can all play out wide as well.
Yeah, this is going to be an organized Charlotte team. It's so important that you don't do exactly like that, like little mistakes.
Here's Vargas off the giveaway from Stroud. Sean Nealis with a hip check will get called for the foul. 25 yards out. This is going to be an early yellow card on Sean Nealis. Fair to say, Steve, it's a Red Bull team that right now looks like they have not played in 18 days.
Yeah, I think it's more than fair, and you don't want to give up, easy opportunities here in terms of direct kicks. Let's just say 30 yards out. You know that guys of the quality of like a Capetti and the likes are going to be able to step up to this and test our keeper Cornell right now. And this is just not a good start, good enough start here in the first 10, 11 minutes.
From small business to personal checking, Provident, the bank that's committed to you, and it's a commitment you can count on. Provident Bank, the official banking partner of the New York Red Bulls. Carlos Cornell organizing his players towards the top part of the 18, maybe a step or two over. Merrim over the top of it. Capetti over the top of it for Charlotte.
Two dangerous threats there, Merrim and Capetti, with a great opportunity here.
Merrim hits, goes into the wall, and out over the end line for a corner for Charlotte.
Well, right away, you can see the inherent value of having 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" defenders to stop a shot like that, because that's the spot right there, right in the middle of the field, 30 yards out, that every single player, even defenders sometimes after practice.
Kerwin Vargas with Ashley Westwood, team captain tonight, set for this corner. Westwood, the 33-year-old out of England, headed out by New York, kept on the attacking half for Charlotte. Bronico will now go all the way back to Kalina. Good ball over the top. This is Bender, a shot and a goal. Near post beats Cornell after a misplay from New York in the back. Charlotte striking first on the road to lead 1-0.
Well, Matt, that was nothing more than lazy defense. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just a long ball by the keeper, and give all credit to Bender with an incredible first touch. Sean Nealis needs to be better defensively, especially inside your box. He takes that one touch, Bender, and then finishes it off. It's absolutely a horrible start here for this Red Bull team just 13 minutes in. This is not what you expected from a team that's been kind of talking about the importance of having a really, really good start after the break.
Bender's goal, I think Kalina will get the assist on it, as it started from the Charlotte keeper. Over the top, Manuel. Ball in the box, grabbed by Kalina. Steve couldn't agree with you more. It's a start that here at home after a long break, you could ill afford in what is a extremely important game.
Well, I think the thing that I'm seeing, at least here, you're looking down from the sixth floor and you can see kind of, are there guys making runs off the ball? Are there guys that are committed to making runs not only for themselves, but more importantly, sometimes for other players? You've got a very organized team here in Charlotte defensively. You just got to be more active. You got to be smarter in terms of your runs. You got to be an option. You can't stand and kind of wait and see if the ball comes to you in these situations.
Vargas. Lindsay plays up. Sean Nealis with it. Duncan flicks on, but goes out of play. Quarter of an hour in, 15th minute. Orlando City has taken a 1-0 lead on Philadelphia. Atlanta has squared things with NYCFC. 1-1. This is Westwood. Good ball to the penalty spot, but Harper is there to clear out for New York. Definitely not how you would draw it up to begin tonight's game. Second of the year for Ben Bender. Toronto and Cincinnati, the other game in the East with the early start tonight. That one is scoreless. Lindsay chipping ahead, looking for Westwood. Bouncing ball, Luquinhas gets run down by Carujo. It'll be a free kick for New York. 40 yards from goal to the right of Kalina, the attacking left for New York.
Well, you got to respond. I mean, you just gave up a really soft goal just 3 minutes or so ago. You got an opportunity here with a set piece. You throw it in the box and let the big guys go after it. Sean Nealis probably feels to some degree that he needs to make up for a mistake that he made defensively. And obviously, Nadam is always a threat here.
Carmona doesn't get it over the first defender. Cleared out by Charlotte. Carmona takes it down out of the air. Gets around Merrim. Leaves for Luquinhas. Through the middle of the field, it's Bender, whose goal has Charlotte on top, 1-0. Cornell out of his area, plays up the line for Harper, tried to save it from going out on the right side, unable to. Charlotte throwing. Steve, you do wonder in a way with that goal given up and Nealis the culprit defensively. You think the fact that he had a yellow card played a role into that as well? Like, I don't want to be too aggressive.
I mean, I don't think so. I just think it was just a really good first touch by Bender and him not responding or reacting to a really good first touch. And that's what cost us there.
Kosser has called for a foul down near the Charlotte goal line on Carujo. Will allow Christian Kalina, the 30-year-old Croatian, to put it back in play.
I think it's safe to say that anytime a goalie has an assist, that's not so good. There was a breakdown.
Not your best moment defensively.
Not our best moment here this first 20 minutes.
No Corey Burke tonight, Lewis Morgan, Dylan Nealis, John Tolkien, Andres Reyes. Ball flicked on. Capetti the target. Out of the air. Off the head of Sean Nealis. Stroud. Nadam. Carmona. Played it perhaps the wrong way. Back to Capetti. And Charlotte will regain possession. Nathan Byrne leaving off for Merrim. Good ball on the angle for Capetti. A shot. And it's another one for Charlotte. And it's another one for Bender. Red Bull is going to argue that Sean Nealis was fouled in the box. They're going to have to hope that VAR gives them a helping hand.
Well, you look at the Charlotte team, and they're just doing a really good job running off the ball, and I'm not so sure that was a foul. I think Capetti might have got to it before Sean, and fortunately for the Charlotte team, I mean, the ball is bouncing in their direction, and they're doing a great job. They're finding their own luck right in this situation. And it's not only luck, it's been Bender's talent who's putting it in the back of the net. Both goals are of great quality.
Let's see if VAR plays a role in it. We will get another look at it on our replay. Steve, I think that's a foul.
Yeah, he's in an awkward position where you got Sean in between the ball and the man. Petty comes through. I don't know if they're going to, I don't think they're going to change the decision just because it was a 50-50 play, and Capetti just got there beforehand.
They are going to play. You can hear Troy Lassane trying to angle the fourth official to at least go take a look at it. They will not. Ben Bender with his second tonight, third of the year, and Charlotte has a 2-0 advantage. Luquinhas coming forward. Have not called his name yet tonight. Off a giveaway. It's cleared by Charlotte. It will be a Red Bull throw-in. Troy Lassane an unhappy man in the technical area with the fourth official. I will say, whether it would have came back or not, I'm surprised that it was that quick of a look. Sean Nealis running one down. He'll let it roll into the box for Carlos Cornell. And Steve, let's be honest, this is about as bad as a start as you could have hoped for after a long layoff.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. And it's really kind of, at the end of the day, it's just mental lapses, right? Bad giveaways in the midfield. You're allowing Charlotte to kind of counter against it. It's just, this is not what you want to see kind of again after a break where you've gotten time to kind of reset and rest a little bit. This is just not a team that's being very dynamic. And quite frankly, we're not even doing the simple things easy, like just connecting passes, getting yourself in the game. It's just, I mean, it's bad right now. I guess is the easiest way of saying
it. Duncan at midfield. New York has dug themselves quite a hole here in the first half, coming up on the midpoint of half number one.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Coach Troy-Lesesne at halftime, it's not going to be a fun locker room, and there would be some significant changes like right away.
Throw in for Harper. I think the trick, Steve, for this Red Bull team, obviously, is better make sure you get one before you get into the locker room.
Yeah, you know, those small steps in terms of getting yourself back into the game is really important. Being smart, not giving up anything else, obviously, is really important. But just, I mean, this is a great example of what I'm talking about. Look at the lack of running off the ball. They're just guys just standing, waiting for the ball. And that's just never an option, especially when you're playing against an organized defense. At this stage, we're even passing the ball out of the field. Got to have movement off the ball. You got to create space for yourself and other players. You're just making it very, very easy for the Charlotte team.
And unfortunately, if you go back to the last time Red Bull played, they have given up 5 unanswered goals here at Red Bull Arena. Harper coming forward, stops, leaves for Caceres on the attacking half. Manuel will play it through for Duncan. Duncan about 30 yards out. Luquinhas leads for Caceres. Ahead for Manuel. Taps back for Caceres. Left it for Duncan. Was not ready for it. Neal is heading it back down. Carmona is fouled. 35 yards out. Pretty close to the middle part of the field.
You're going to pick up the ball. You're going to walk a couple of steps, try to give yourself a little bit of shorter distance. And, oh, man, you're looking for an opportunity to test the keeper. This is a golden opportunity here. 24 minutes in, you've obviously had, let's be honest, I mean, we've had a stinker. Like, this has probably been some of the worst soccer we've seen all season. You got to do something. You got it. Like, who on the field right now is going to fight and commit themselves to make this a better situation than it currently is right now?
Caceres around it. Carmona taps for Caceres. Hits it into the wall, which it broke on the first touch. Throw in for New York.
I guess the question I have is, why is there even a first touch? Like, it's a direct kick. Pick the shot. You haven't tested the keeper yet once. The entire 25 minutes you've been watching this.
Throw it in. Nealis unable to redirect. Stroud, last man back. Heading forward, Caceres chested down Duncan on the left sideline. Leaves for Frankie Amaya. Ahead for Caceres. Luquinhas plays down. Run down by Bronico. Now Colina out of his 18. Duncan will lose it to Bender, who's having maybe his best game of the year so far. Deflected ball forward. Cameron Harper is going to get a yellow card as he gets tangled up with Nathan Byrne, the left back for Charlotte.
Maybe a good example of when things aren't going your way, you do stupid things. I mean, you got a situation there. It was a horrible first touch, going to bounds anyway, and you're going to give up a card there? Got to be smarter. Got to be smarter.
Red Bull gets a couple players up to warm. Drew Yearwood, Matt Nacita, Cornell. Tough ball out for Harper, who's able to keep his body in front of it against Merrim. High ball over the top. Look for Manuel, who's 1-on-3. Played out by Malanda. And it's a throw-in for New York. 15 yards off the corner flag, attacking right side. 2-0 Charlotte leads as we go to the 27th minute.
Matt, you tell me. I mean, if you're in a situation like you are right now, you're 27 minutes in, whatever it may be, technically nobody's looking good right now with the ball at their feet. Then you got to make some decisions tactically. You're down 2-0. I think you got to press it up. You got to put your line as high as we've ever seen since 2015 and try to keep them at least on their side of the field and create opportunities that way.
Carmona in for Manuel. Inside the 18, drops back for Duncan. Amaya back to Duncan. Opportunity for a service. Pulls back to his right foot. Looking in for Caceres. Headed out by Corujo. Yeah, Steve, I would tend to agree. Sitting back and allowing Charlotte to do what they want, not working. The Dom plays over the foot of Luquinhas. On the break now is Vargas. Down the right attacking side. Capetti in and out with Vargas. Good challenge by Stroud. Now Luquinhas with it. Carmona, center of the field. Plays a combo ball for Luquinhas. Out wide, Caceres. Tried to serve, didn't have anything, and then gives it away to Jalen Lindsay.
But why not keep him here? Why not step up the line, keep him here? Don't give him an option like you just did in terms of one simple pass breaks the entire team down defensively.
28th minute.
Can we get some of those day chasers up here? I'm going to start having a drink. This is sad. This is tough.
This is tough.
This is tough to watch.
Tough to watch, and
we just said 30 minutes ago we were going to stay optimistic. This is tough. This is tough.
Especially after the last game that we were here. Orlando able to handle New York. And I know you make fun of me, Steve, as I put importance into how big these games are. This is not how you want to come. This is a huge game tonight.
I joked, trust me, I completely and utterly agree with what you're saying in terms of the statement of the importance of getting, and I even said it to, I'll leave his name out of it, downstairs in the press room. I'm like, I do not think people understand the importance of this next week in terms of getting a good kind of, the psychological aspect of this team, kind of riding the curve a little bit, having a bad game against Orlando, getting that out of your system by having a good result here. And listen, I didn't expect us to come out, full blaring, being perfect in terms of what we were trying to do tactically, but I was not expecting the team that was going to be this flat.
Charlotte possession, 30th minute. Lindsay, Vargas, back to Lindsay. Question, Steve, would be, you're down 2-0, half hour in. Luquinhas fouled. I think not necessarily even what you're doing with the ball, the intangibles.
Yeah.
Who's getting in somebody's face and saying,
brother.
hey,
Amen.
man, this isn't good enough.
Amen. I mean, it's going to be a nasty, nasty locker room.
And it can't be from the coaching staff.
It can't be. And it has to be right from the get-go. The problem is you've got a situation like, your captain, Sean Nealis. I mean, listen, you have stinkers every once in a while. That's inevitable. I tell my 13-year-old son all the time, listen, things aren't going to go well sometimes. They're not going to go the way you expect them. The one thing, the intangible that you can always offer is effort And I'm missing it here whenever I see guys passing the ball in the back of the line and there's 6 or 7 guys in front of them and everybody's just standing like we're seeing literally right now, not one person making a move off the ball. That is what concerns me. That right there, that 10 seconds that we just saw would be replayed the entire halftime in the locker room, and I'd be throwing everybody under the gun right there. I was like, this is not what Red Bull soccer is all about.
The Dom with possession. To the left, Nealis. You've now also allowed Charlotte to, in essence, bunker in for the next hour.
Amen, yeah. Why not go 5 in the back if they were, like, why not?
And just go ahead and counter and see what Red Bull will give up.
Yeah, drop one of your forwards a little bit. Bender doesn't need to be as high as he's playing right now. I mean, you're on the road. You're up 2-0 after, the first 20 minutes or so. Like, why not? And to counter that, I'd be like, listen, Red Bull, you're going 3 in the back, and we're going to be pushing numbers like crazy. Tough. I mean, the question, I guess, would be easy to kind of start discussing already. Like, what changes would you make? Who would you insert into this lineup right now to kind of change it up a little bit?
Bench tonight, Matt Nacita, Dante Van Zer, Drew Yearwood, Omir Fernandez, Daniel Edelman, Tom Barlow, Ronald Doncourt pulled back into the mix, and Omar Valencia, the 19-year-old, on a short-term agreement with New York Red Bull 2. I would say this, Steve, if this continues into the second half, I think my first subs would be Nacita, Doncourt, and Valencia. Just tell the young guys, go out and play, and let's see what you can do. That being said, a lot of time remaining. 33rd minute. Charlotte taking advantage of some Red Bull mistakes. Ben Bender with 2 goals. Charlotte up 2-0.
Yeah, I'd go 3 in the back, put 2 up top, put Van Zer in there, and say, hey, DP, you've had a tough start to your career here at Red Bull.
Figure it out.
This is your time to step it up.
I don't disagree. Omir Fernandez, who was nicked up before the break, on the bench tonight. He was a Red Bull player who was in good form before he came away with a knock. Ball rolling back on the defensive half for the Dom.
I mean, Matt, by being a dead horse here in the situation, just look at the lack of movement off the ball. I mean, if you're a defender, you're just going to let them just sit in front of you and just kind of like, okay, I'll stand in and defend my 10-yard space, and I'm good. Like, the defenders in the midfield, they don't have to think. They just go back to their original spot and just stand around there and just turn their head and look, okay, nobody's moving. Oh, I'm good.
Ball up the line from Harper. Caceres will get called for a foul on Nathan Byrne. A first 35 minutes of crazy frustration. Into the box, Coronel picks it up. Go to the 36th minute. Our next broadcast coming up on Saturday, a couple days from now, with Atlanta coming in. Another big game. Carmona holding possession, needing an outlet. Plays the sideline for Duncan. Drops back for Sean Nealis. Cross for Nadam.
I mean, I can vividly recall, like, when things aren't going well in terms of possession, when you see the people who have a lack of movement off the ball, like in practices, it's all about small-sided and playing 1 and 2 touch. It forces people to move off the ball. And it's almost like what I see here. It's like, you know what? We got to get forward, and the only way we're going to get forward is not beating people on the dribble. It's just keeping the ball moving.
Westwood leads off for Lindsay. Long clearance. Will roll into the 18 for Cornell. Cincinnati has scored against Toronto to go up 1-0. Montreal has drawn first blood against Nashville. Nadam. Harper back to Nadam. Nealis plays Caceres. Here's Carmona getting it on the move. Around one, cannot get around Marujo. Goes down towards the corner flag and will play it out on the sideline. Throw-in coming for Kyle Duncan. Cleared out by Charlotte. Bounces, though, 25 yards out. Luquinhas. To the sideline, Duncan. Back middle of the field, Amaya. Plays the back post. Polina grabs it high out of the air. Allows Charlotte to clear. They want to spring Capetti. Sean Nealis and Capetti get mixed up, but Harper came away with it. Referee says play on. To the sideline, Harper. Carmona. Nadam. Defensive half goes to the left for Nealis. Back across for Stroud. Up the line for Harper. Nadam plays through a seam. Lindsay gets there first. Leaves off for Kalina. Looking ahead again for Capetti. Free ball for Nadam. Harper to the halfway line. Stroud has some space down the right side. Carmona gives it away to Merrim. Justin Merrim, long time MLS player. What a good pickup for Charlotte. Plays tonight in his 344th game. Ball in space for Caceres. Molina, good recognition. Comes off his line. Grabs it about 10 yards off the end line.
I mean, I'm just happy that we got to run behind their defense. Like, at least tried. I'm going to give some love here to somebody on Twitter, Matt. Sorry. Ricey16, Brian Rice. He has encapsulated the first 40 minutes, I think, perfectly well. He says Charlotte have appeared to sniff out that Red Bull, are now a Red Bull team that doesn't seem inclined to play vertically anymore. I don't know if I'd go so far as say anymore, but at least tonight. And he goes, so they've compressed all the space, and they've not a team that's building out of the back exceptionally well right now, and that's the reason why they're winning 2-0. I mean, that's been the game. Like, if you're not going to press it a little bit higher, you're going to play one up top, and that person's going to try to body people up as opposed to kind of create some space behind the ball. I mean, behind their center backs. Then they're going to sit. Kudos to a Charlotte team for being organized, and this is a great first half from them.
Do you think it's something in New York's game plan tonight that they thought Charlotte was going to do that they're not doing, that hasn't necessarily matched up?
It's hard to say that, because, and here's what I'm saying. This is the only reason why I would say I'd counter against that, is the idea that what concerns me more than anything else is two things. A, our possession, just simple passing the ball, is just atrocious right now. I mean, we can't even connect passes right now, and the speed of which we're doing it. And B, I would say, what I reiterate time and time again, the movement off the ball is shocking. It is shocking. I can't remember seeing this team ever having the lack of, understand the importance of movement off the ball and knowing that, okay, I'm going to make the run here, and it might not be the best run for me to get the ball, but it's going to open space for the next person. It's just that level of thinking that's completely missing right now.
Duncan ahead for Laquinhas, getting around Carujo. Foul will be called. Should be a yellow card on Guzman Carujo. It will be. So Charlotte now with one of their defenders on a caution.
And that's what we did. We had a nice little entry pass. Nothing special about it. We get behind the defense, and Laquinhas starts running. You start creating that kind of north-south element. It opens the defense up. They make bad decisions, and now you got a great set piece. Hopefully you can get something out of this in the next 3 minutes. But for me, this is, you're banging it in swinger all day and let your big guys get after it.
43rd minute. Red Bull down 2-0. Line drawn to mark 10 yards from the ball. Corner of the 18-yard box. Red Bull there attacking left side. Christian Caceres could hit it. Loves the serve. Now hits. Good ball. Manuel got a head on it, but couldn't redirect it on target. Colina pops it in the air. Duncan and Vargas do battle for it. Laquinhas down for a second. Knocked out by Lindsay. Laquinhas looking over the top. There. Bouncing ball, Carmona, who had made a diagonal run. Checked off by Malanda. And there's a foul on the 21-year-old, Adlison Malanda.
I mean, Matt, we've had maybe, like, on one hand, we can count, like, those type of situations, and they've all been productive where you're not saying, okay, I'm going to wait for the ball at the feet. I'm going to take a diagonal run, and we're going to play it behind their defense, and we're going to get to the end of it, and yeah, we might not get a shot off it, but at least we get a set piece. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Caceres will take this. Direct ball in. Looks for Manuel. Able to keep possession. Back to Caceres. In for Laquinhas, corner of the box. Turn, spins, top part of the 18. Takes a shot, plays it down. kept alive by New York, and then it gets cleared off the end line. Manuel is arguing for a handball.
I got to see that again.
Nadam went down inside the 6. There will be a conversation here with the center official at VAR.
From initial run of play, I definitely saw something there. I want to look at that again. Right there. That deflection,
Lindsay?
Yeah, that deflection looks like it was off. I think we might have a PK here. I want to see this.
1 minute of stoppage time. We've hit 45 on the clock.
Now, here we go. This is finally the replay. I think will give us a better angle. As the ball comes back, here you can see Laquinez, great little turn. He takes the shot, and I don't see anything here. It's afterwards, right there. Is it in a natural position? I couldn't see exactly who that was. Was that Carujo? Oh, they're not going to give him. He must be in a natural position.
Sergei Boyko is the center official. Craig Dopka and Craig Lowry, the two VARs, they did look at it. Nothing is given.
Oh, I want to see that again.
Play is up and going. See if we can get a better look at that at halftime. Coming up at the break, we'll recap our scores and on the keys to the game.
Made himself big.
Thomas's English muffins are for you. You might not be able to have your breakfast and eat it too, but they'll enjoy it. Thomas's.
Wake up to what's possible.
Union win, you win. Visit Harrah's Philadelphia the day after a Philadelphia Union victory and get 2-for-1 fresh baked pizzas. Then keep the winning going with a 2x reward credit multiplier while playing your favorite slots or table games. That's 2-for-1 pizzas and 2x comp dollar earning. Union win, you win. Only at Harrah's Philadelphia. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 and older to gamble.
The Swag is a no-cost soccer training program for young athletes in Philadelphia's under-resourced communities. With numerous locations across the Philadelphia area and multiple programs to suit all skill levels, the Swag is committed to building a level playing field where anyone can compete. If interested in learning more about the program or to make a donation, visit the-swag.org. The Swag is fully funded by donations, so please consider making a contribution today. The Swag is proud to partner with the Philadelphia Union in our effort to create opportunities for everyone in soccer.
Whether it's a weekend staycation, intimate getaway, or you just want to spoil yourself and a loved one, discover Sofitel Philadelphia at Rittenhouse Square, a luxury resort with a perfect blend of French elegance and American style, ideally located in the city of brotherly love. Each Sofitel draws inspiration from local culture and tradition while celebrating innovation and the French art de vivre to offer a one-of-a-kind luxurious hotel experience. From design details to exhibitions and events, discover what makes our hotels so unique. Plan your Philadelphia getaway now, and for the lowest rate anywhere, book directly with Sofitel at SofitelPhiladelphia.com.
How do we create hope for a cleaner planet? Together. We see you conscious carpooling and weekend beach cleaning, all who've long gone green and all taking their first steps. We see you doing your part for the planet every day, and Green Mountain Energy is here to power everything you do with 100% renewable wind and solar energy. So join us for the love of the planet and for the hope inspired by everything on it. Green Mountain Energy. Light the future. PUCT 10009.
Need a little peace and quiet? Revitalize your spirit as you explore our winding country roads and make your way to our charming shops and cozy eateries. Here, everyone from the solo adventurer to lively families can experience rejuvenation and our timelessness. Lancaster County, Pennsylvania is an affordable haven for your next getaway. Visit discoverlancaster.com for more of what Lancaster County has to offer.
Here's what a morning with Thomas's swirl bread sounds like.
Mom!
And here's one without it.
Mom!
They sound the same, but we all ate something we loved in the first one. It's our preferred loud morning. Thomas's.
Wake up to what's possible.
You're listening to Union Soccer on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Oh, with a chance of a breakaway pass, Larea has it on his left with the shot and scores! There's two for Michael Lua!
Now, it's time for tonight's halftime show.
It is halftime from Exploria Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Orlando City SC leads the Union 1-0 thanks to the goal by Duncan McGuire in the 13th minute. Dave Leto, Shane and Williams on the call. I thought the Union had a nice start to this game, but what changed in favor of Orlando, especially after the goal, to keep up the momentum?
To be honest, they fell asleep. It was the second free kick after the referee made them bring it back. They should be organized. They let a ball come down the middle. They don't defend it properly and end up with the ball in the back of their net. So they're letting too many penetrating balls, which throws them out of whack and makes them disorganized. So they need to do a better job of forcing the ball out wide and then pressing out to the sides.
Okay, let's go to the highlights here, Shane. And beginning in the 5th minute, Joaquin Torres starting at the number 10, going right at Mason Steidehaar, who makes the stop. Flock trying to clip this ball in for Michael Liu at the top of the D. Space for Joaquin Torres inside the area. He's on his left, right at Steidehaar, who makes the save about neck high. It was a comfortable stop by Steidehaar, but an early chance for Joaquin Torres in the 5th minute. All right, so Torres starting at the number 10 there. Plenty of opportunities for him onto the flank, but that was really the only prime one at goal. But we go to the 13th minute in a sequence here. After the restart, Duncan McGuire linking up with Ojeda and Perea and beating Joe Bendick for the game's only goal. Here's a chance for McGuire, who scores! In the 13th minute, McGuire, stemming from the restart, gets the scoring started with his left. And he has a team-high 6 goals, continuing his prowess in his rookie campaign. 1-0 Orlando at home. That all came linking up with Ojeda and Perea, beating Glesnes there for Duncan McGuire to get that goal.
Yeah, and again, the Union had a chance to clear the ball. McGuire just a little bit hungrier, actually ends up going to ground, and Glesnes stays on his feet. So it usually ends up in the forwards position at that point and does a good job to just curl it around Bendick, who has no chance to even make a save.
All right, a couple minutes later, the 22nd minute, Ojeda's been switching a lot of fluidity between him, McGuire, and Angulo. It was Ojeda who was marching towards the goal of Bendick, who said no. 22nd minute, here comes Orlando up 1-0. Plenty of space for Perea. 3 on the attack, plays it out wide, a switch. Ojeda trying to go to the back post, saved by Bendick inside his own 6 with the outstretched arms. Dives to his left and makes the stop. If he didn't corral that, that would have been Orlando's second goal by Ojeda.
The Union, again, not doing a good job of closing out on crosses. Puts a dangerous ball into the box, and Bendick does a really good job to keep the Union at 1-0, or so it could be 2 here in this first half.
Yep, and then 8 minutes later, off of a set piece, it was Antonio Carlos going right at Joe Bendick yet again. Ojeda will have the corner. He is goalless in the last 4 games. Shannon has his right hand down, fans clapping in unison. Good and swinging ball towards the 6. It's headed down by Antonio Carlos. Out of play. It tipped off of the Union, and Kai Vonger and Elliott can't believe it, but it was Carlos who got a piece, went high after it bounced on the grass. We'll come out for another corner for Orlando. It bounced on the grass. Joe Bendick got his hand on it, out of play. A nice save by Joe Bendick. We'll step aside. First half numbers. Scores are on MLS coming up after the break. It is 1-0 Orlando here in Florida. You're listening to Philadelphia Union Soccer on 97.5 The Fanatic.
You're listening to the Union Radio Network.
The SEPTA Transit Police.
Wendy's Strawberry Frosty is back for the summer. So whether it's beach time, a tea time, or me time, it can always be Frosty time. Choose Wendy's Strawberry Frosty today. Now open till midnight or later.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary.
At Rasmussen University, we're giving you the green light to earn your nursing or healthcare degree from a national leader in nursing education. We offer over 15 healthcare and nursing programs taught by industry experts. And at Rasmussen University, we're with you every step of the way, before and after graduation. It's your move. Get going at one of our 22 campuses or online at rasmussen.edu. At Rasmussen University, green means go.
Conference standing, Cincinnati up top on 43 points. Nashville currently 8 points back in second. When we come back, we will listen to how the first half sounded and get you ready for second half kickoff as Nashville trails Montreal 1-0 on the road. This is Nashville Soccer Club on 104.5 The Zone.
RK Dub, never part of the problem. Well, at least when it comes to sports.
Are we the problem? It's us. We're the problem. It's us.
Yeah, we definitely heat that up.
Okay, definitely.
Ramon, Kayla, and Will. Tomorrow from 6 to 10 on 104.5 The Zone.
As of March 2022, Hyundai has won more total IIHS top safety awards than any other brand over the past 8 years, with optional front crash prevention and specific headlights. And here's another reason to feel safe. Every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty. It's your journey. Own every mile with Hyundai. Get 0% APR for up to 36 months on the 2023 Hyundai Tucson or Santa Fe. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. For well-qualified buyers only. Offer ends 7/5/23. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
The inaugural Leagues Cup will see the boys in gold host Colorado Rapids and Toluca Liga MX at Geodis Park. Ticket packages are on sale now to lock in the best prices for the entire tournament. Buy tickets at NashvilleSC.com/Leagues Cup. Looking for a place to host your next event? Geodis Park is the ideal venue for company meetings, cocktail receptions, holiday parties, weddings, and more. Make it an event to remember at Geodis Park. Go to geodispark.com for more information.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around. After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
The inaugural Leagues Cup will see the boys in gold host Colorado Rapids and Toluca Liga MX at Geodis Park. Ticket packages are on sale now to lock in the best prices for the entire tournament. Buy tickets at NashvilleSC.com/Leagues Cup. Download the Nashville SC app, your central location for all things Nashville SC. Get real-time stats, manage tickets, follow Nashville SC on social media, and much more. Go to NashvilleSC.com for more information.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit?
Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network.
Go on.
Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through June 21st, new customers can get 200 megabit internet with up to 10 times faster upload speeds on the next generation Xfinity 10G network for just $35 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
When life sounds too much like this, it's time to consider more of this. Sometimes a little shift is all you need. A dose of perspective. Dos Equis Lager. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2021. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
We were ready to sell, but I got so overwhelmed with everything that needed to be done. Accepting the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate shortened my to-do list.
Hi, this is Mark Spain. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home stress-free and receive the strongest cash offer in the industry. With our guaranteed offer, there are no showings, no open houses, and no stress.
And the value of getting all of my time back that I would have spent on home repairs, priceless.
Call 855-299-SOLD or go to markspain.com to receive a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing. Certain restrictions apply.
Go all in with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking Account and get the only yellow card you deserve. Get the very best in personal banking when you choose the checking account that comes with roadside assistance, cell phone insurance, more than 450,000 shopping discounts, and a Nashville SC branded MasterCard debit card. Must have a checking account to receive a debit card. Learn more at renaissancebank.com/NSC, member FDIC. 1-0 Montreal, the lead over Nashville Soccer Club at halftime. Here's how it sounded right here on 104.5 The Zone, courtesy of Bryce Duke in the 28th minute. Top of the 18, slipping and falling is Ibrahim. He tries to get up in recovery, does so, plays a 1-2 with Toy. Ibrahim has an opportunity at the 6. He drops it at the top of the 18, and Bryce Duke fires and scores from there. It's a one-time strike by the 22-year-old acquired from Miami earlier this season. His second goal in a Montreal shirt. And Nashville trails 1-0 in the 28th minute. And it's the third goal of Bryce Duke's career. Ultimately, Will, it is the difference.
Yeah, it is. And Bryce Duke has been good. Certainly, we mentioned that Montreal deserves the lead after the opening 45. I think Bryce Duke deserved a goal contribution as well with the way he was pulling the strings in midfield. Interested to see how long Nashville stays in this shape and how aggressive Gary Smith is chasing the result tonight or chasing all 3 points tonight, knowing you've got a quick turnaround on Saturday and you're going to lose a player in the process, losing Jacob Schaffelberg, who's headed off on international duty after this game tonight in the process. So I think this first 15 minutes will be pivotal for Nashville in dictating how aggressively they can attack the points here in this second half. I think certainly this is one, Lucas, against a team that hasn't lost at home and has only allowed 3 goals at home all season in 7 games. You certainly take a point from this position after 45 minutes against this Montreal team. Just a different team at home than they are on the road.
Planning to drink, don't plan to drive. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds you that fans don't let fans drive drunk. First half stats show a possessional advantage for Montreal, 54% to Nashville's 46. 6 shots in favor of Montreal to Nashville's 1. A glancing header from Josh Bauer that cleared the crossbar and a corner kick late in the first half. But we are ready for action, and there's the whistle from center referee Tori Penso as Montreal kicks things off, switching sides. The home team going from left to right in their home blue kits, the black stripes horizontally running up and down those jerseys with black shorts and blue socks. Nashville Soccer Club on the road in gold from head to toe. Lucas Panzica, Will Bowling with you on 104.5 The Zone. Nashville looking to extend a club record 10-game unbeaten run that started all the way back on April 22nd in a draw against LAFC at Geodis Park. In Nashville with the early possession here as Hani Mukhtar tries to thread it into the final third for Jacob Schaffelberg. It's cleared away. Nashville.
The Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really?
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100.
Continental, available at Discount Tire.
Cincy 360, tomorrow at noon on ESPN 1530. Tom Miller, Kevin McCluskey back with you here at TQL Stadium, where Toronto has made a sub to start the second half. It's actually Kosi Thompson, I believe, who has come on to replace CJ Sapong. They signaled 29, DeAndre Kerr, but he's not dressed. Do you see 29 out there?
It is.
He wasn't on the original dress list, was he?
It's DeAndre Kerr.
Oh, he was. I missed it on my chart. All right, you're right. But Kosi Thompson is coming to the match on the right side as well. And I did not see who that one was signaled for. So Thompson and Kerr come into the match at halftime. And Bob Bradley has now used 3 substitutions.
He came in for Kobe Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin was the player who had gone down at the end of the half. Bernadeschi will get a touch in the midfield. Toronto now working left to right here in the second half. Off to the foot of Richie Larea.
Larea stood up by Alvaro Barrial. What a defensive play there by Alvaro, and then he'll get it forward to Yu Yakubo. Heads it down onto Lucho Acosta. Cuts around K. Then the pressure coming from behind from Richie Larea. Acosta's taken down. Can't believe there wasn't a foul whistled. And Acosta's still down, getting his ankle sorted out. Bernadeschi with a touch in the midfield. Here's a Press Box Live is still working on the substitutions as well, because they've been put in who Thompson came in for. I'll let you know here momentarily. Larea into the middle. It's picked up by Ian Murphy. Gaddis picking it over to the near side. Cervania, that's who I thought it was. I was trying to make sure that he wasn't out on the far side, but I think you're right. Obi Wobodo right at midfield trying to get to the ball. 47th minute, FC Cincinnati leading 1-0. Rosted will take a touch back. Mabika, who sent it to Ranjitsingh. So Toronto substitution was sorted out. Thompson and Kerr into the match. And Costa with the ball to Barrial. Into the 18, and Ranjitsingh had to pull it down. If that ball just kept drifting and drifting to the far post, it would have snuck in number 90 if he didn't pick it out of the air.
I think he was going for it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
100%.
was
I agree.
Just trying to chip him.
Yep.
Cheeky little chip. The blue started in.
And there's Bernadeschi trying to get around Raymond Gaddis. Sent towards Kerr, who just checked in. It was poked away by Alvis Powell. Rosted has moved back in the formation. So it's Rosted and Mabika as the center backs now. And Larea has moved out wide as a fullback on the near side. So a lot of shuffling by Bob Bradley at halftime, trying to get something going for his men. Toronto has failed to score now in 14 of 19 regular season games in the first half. FC Cincinnati have stopped their opposition from scoring first half goals in 13 of 18 games this year. Bernadeschi across midfield. He was right, has Richie Larea. Looks for Insigne and finds him, and then Insigne overplays the ball, but Larea will be able to catch up to it before it goes out near the corner flag. Barrial there with him step for step. Bernadeschi has it taken off his foot by Acosta on a late whistle. Lucho seemed to win the ball.
Yeah, he did.
Called for the foul.
Bernadeschi just lost control. It was good pressure from Acosta. Just got a little touch in it, but
so a free kick from the near side. Bernadeschi will set it up. Everybody will line up right at the edge of the 18 as Toronto looking for an equalizer. Some pushing and shoving going on right now. That'll have to be sorted out. Mabika will be called away by Mark Allerton. And was it Ray Gaddis he was jawing with there? No, Alvis Powell. Gaddis was booked in that situation with Bernadeschi down at the end line in front of the Bailey in the first half in the 41st minute. Now Mabika and Powell get a few words from the match official. And finally, Bernadeschi will wait to put it in play. He has Richie Larea on the near side if he wanted to play it short. Barrial keeping an eye on him. Bernadeschi will put his right hand in the air, sends it in with his left foot, headed away by Obi Wobodo. Acosta pulls down the ball and looking for a way to get away. He finds Wobodo. Good job there by Lucho. Now Wobodo up the near side. Outruns Osorio, now trying to get around Kobe Franklin. And it's Franklin who goes down, and the foul's whistled on Wobodo.
it's interesting. You talked about Franklin was the guy that got hurt just before halftime. I'm just watching him running too. He's still carrying that injury.
Yeah, 100%. And when we saw those subs, we thought maybe he was one of the guys who came out because of that. Sure, it would make sense, but not the case. Free kick for Toronto. Early second half here on a beautiful night at TQL Stadium. K for Osorio. Taps it forward, Larea. Now Bernadeschi on the near side will be welcomed by a chorus of boos. But Barrial comes over to knock it off his foot. Barrial swats it out of the air towards Don Paggi, who heads it on, but nobody is there. Acosta was the nearest player, but 15 to 20 yards away. Played up the far side and knocked out. It'll be a throw-in for FC Cincinnati. The orange and blue in their primary blue river kits today, working right to left in the second half towards the Bailey. That's the preferred second half direction. Give the opposing goalkeeper all the noise of the supporter section. They've tested Greg Ranjitsingh tonight, who's had to make 4 saves. Toronto will win it back off the throw-in. Kay will work with Larea in the midfield. Now Osorio for Kosi Thompson. Over to the left side, and Insigne is there. CJ Sapong has come off, trying to find Kerr, not able to advance the ball, and ends up on the foot of Arias. Arias for Acosta. Mabika was there slowing him down. Bit of a size disadvantage for Lucho in that battle. Rene Mabika, 6'6", the tallest player out on the pitch tonight. DeAndre Kerr. Back for Kay. And now to Rostad, who is cycled back to center back. Bernadeschi working on the near side. Into the 18. Kerr flicks it on. Then Thompson trying to get to the ball. Knocks down Alvis Powell. He'll be whistled for the foul.
I think defensively, Alvis Powell's been solid tonight. A couple of times he's been tested kind of in the air on set pieces, defensively. But then on the ground too, just his anticipation has improved so much. So quick, so athletic. I think in possession has always been very calm and composed, as of really the back three. Ian Murphy and Ray Gaddis.
Saltano playing it long up the near side. It skips over Don Paggi, throwing on the near side for Larea. But you're right. Pat Noonan was echoing those sentiments about the job done by those guys that's stepping in tonight. His play ball lands in Marco Angulo. It comes to Lucho Acosta. Takes the shot. Acosta buries it in the back of the net. 2-0 FC Cincinnati. Lucho has scored in 5 straight here at TQL Stadium.
Well, again, it comes from the press. Kubo forces the ball back inside to the goalkeeper. He plays it. It's a miss pass to Marco Angulo. Angulo wins it, slides it across to Lucho Acosta. And Acosta, again, when we talk about composure from Alvis Powell, this is Mr. Composure for FC Cincinnati as he just takes that touch to set up. He looks, he doesn't panic. He absolutely buries it into that top left-hand corner.
9th goal of the season for Luciano Acosta. The Argentine leads FC Cincinnati in scoring this season. He has scored in 5 straight in this building. And in the 55th minute, he buries one, runs straight to his family to celebrate. And 2-0 to the orange and blue now in the second half. FC Cincinnati have been perfect in this building. 9 wins in 9 MLS games this year. 12 across all competitions. Misplayed across the midfield to Wobodo. Paggi now trying to get forward. Kay tracking him down. Finally, Bernadeschi gets a touch on the ball. Then Kubo not able to control it. It ends up with Ranjitsingh, who will play it out across midfield. Remember, for Greg Ranjitsingh, his first MLS start in almost 3 years. He was the pool goalkeeper in 2021 and 2022 after spending some time with Minnesota. essentially means if there's an emergency situation and someone needs a goalkeeper, you're MLS's goalkeeper, and you could end up anywhere, anytime. Kubo gets the ball forward from Acosta, brings it into the middle. Badji is there, 2 men on him. He stays on his feet. Kubo ends up with the ball, takes a shot, and it deflects wide. It'll be a corner kick for Cincinnati.
Who makes the decision to shoot, but Arias was open by probably 10 miles. The ball's played through. Don Badji gets stuck under his feet, but does well to recover, gets up. Kubo then takes the shot. It's a simple pass to Arias, and that's a goal. And I can't blame Kubo, of course. He wants to score. He's an attack-minded player. He's waited so long to get some meaningful minutes. And he's going to take those chances.
Here's Acosta on the near side on the corner kick. He'll play it short for Barrial. The two Argentines try to set it up. Barrial with a long touch forward. Sends it to the far side. Arias is there just outside of the 18. Now Kubo. Back to Arias. Arias finds Powell, who drops it for Barrial and over to Wobodeau in preventative shape. Cincinnati will remain on the attack. 57th minute. The Bailey rocking ahead of them as they lead 2-0. Acosta now sends it. Can't quite find Badji. Lands at the feet of Thompson. And then Angulo is there to pick it up. Marco Angulo. Over to the right side, Arias. Santi Arias trying to cut inside. Could not. And Toronto will play the ball out in the midfield. Thompson inside of the center circle. For Richie Larea. Larea on to Bernadeschi on the near side. Even with a 2-0 lead, he'll still hear the boos every time he touches the ball the rest of the way. Mbika. And Insigne on the far side. Okay. Larea just outside of the penalty area. Bernadeschi trying to find it on his left foot. Takes a shot. It bounces up onto the chest of Roman Celentano, who makes the save, his second of the night. Celentano will look to play it long as he pushes everybody forward. Murphy and Powell were kind of hanging back in front of him. Celentano will look up and put his right boot into it. Up the near side towards Badji, finds it on the header in front of Rosted. Kubo battling to get to the ball. Franklin will track it to the far side. You're absolutely right with your observation. You can just tell Franklin the way he's running. Still favoring that shoulder he fell on late in the half. Costa nearly poked it away from Rosted. Larea.
I think the question is, at what point did Toronto give up in this game? Right? Because you talked about kind of in-team fighting and a lot of friction. Put it this way, they've not been cohesive, right?
No.
Although, again, if you look at the results of the last 4 games, it seemed like there was some hope in that. But at this stage, I think if you get a third goal, you would expect, based on the, I won't say the character of the team, but based on the behaviors that we've seen recently, they could possibly give up.
Yeah, at that point. Yeah, that's what you hope at least.
That's what I hope.
Doesn't always maybe go as easily as you hope, but a third goal would certainly be great for FC Cincinnati. On a night they're missing 6 starters, leading 2-0 as we approach the 1 hour mark. Acosta just putting on a footwork clinic up the near side. Finally, a foul was whistled. Kosi Thompson took him down. But what a job. How many yards did he go there? 15 to 20 yards.
How many nutmegs did he have? He had at least one. Waved in and out. Angulo, again, a player that's going in, but across the great balance. They're strong. There's probably a pullback at least once or twice. This is counted one nutmeg, but
the skill there was remarkable.
Okay. He's just incredible.
If he's not returning to his former home at Audi Field for the All-Star game next month, then that's criminal, and he better be taking his fellow Argentine Alvaro Barrial with him. The two of them stand over the ball on this free kick as FC Cincinnati is going to try to find a third, and Alvaro waves at the captain and says, "Trot away, my friend. I'll take this one." Barrial with his left foot sends it to the 18. Headed away by Kay out into the midfield. Angulo will give chase. 1 hour gone here at TQL Stadium. It's 2-0 FC Cincinnati. Celentano looks up. Right foots it forward. towards Baji, but he'll find Mabika first. Goes to Thompson, right in the midfield. Gaddis all over him, trying to poke it away. Goes out over to the left side. Osorio will try to work the ball forward. Powell comes charging over as Insigne was there. Powell knocks it out to the far touchline.
I think Insigne overall has been pretty quiet.
I agree.
I think, again, as we talk about Alvis Powell, he's the right center back, so a lot of times facing up 1v1 against Insigne. And so far, I think Alvis Powell was hot in his pocket.
Osorio trying to thread the needle and find Bernadeschi, not able to do it. And Gulo will send the ball to the midfield, but there's big 6'6" Mabika. However, it lands with Wobodo, then Acosta, and out on the right side, Baji. Acosta into the middle, trying to find Wobodo.
Just a little side.
It'll be really interesting to see how the next half an hour goes as far as substitutions for Pat Noonan. We talked about it coming out of the half. Gaddis slides it forward for Kubo. I'll finish that thought here in a moment. Acosta just loses his footing, trying to get around Larea. K on Insigne, and now back to K, but not a lot of experience on the bench tonight. 6 guys who do not have MLS appearances as far as outfielders are concerned. Pinto and Ordonez, the only 2 who have appeared in an MLS game. I think Pinto's been very good at coming into closeout matches lately. I'm sure we'll see him. I'm sure we'll see Kimi at some point. The question is, will we see an MLS debut? Bernadeschi rips a shot. I think Roman had it covered, but Alvis chopped it down. So it never got to Roman. K loses the possession. Now Kubo trying to get to it. Mabika did really well to storm in and find the ball. Now K on the near side. Osorio. Back to K. Osorio. On to Bernadeschi. Larea. And Bernadeschi. And Gulo reaches in and knocks it off his foot. And then gets it forward to Kubo, who just gets trucked from behind by Mabika.
Yeah, Gulo's another player that's
been very good.
Impressive, game tonight. He's been solid. What a pass from Acosta.
Acosta finds down Baji. He gets around Mabika. Baji into the 18. Baji buries it. 3-0 orange and blue. And the round is on in the Queen City.
Well, we've talked about Acosta and just the skills that he has off the dribble, the balance. But there's many times he changes games just from his passing and his vision. He gets the ball deep. Absolutely beautiful pass to split 2 defenders. Dominic Baji, fantastic strength to hold off the center back. He gets up, he looks, he sees what the goalkeeper is. When Jitsing comes, he tries to spread. He ends up not making him through. And that is that 3rd goal that we talked about. And I can't see Toronto coming back at this stage. Not only are FC Cincinnati ahead goal-wise, but I think in control, I think in performance, they're starting to really click.
Yep. You talked about it earlier. This is a team with a lot of partnerships out there, not used to being out there together. But you're right. They survived the first 12 or 13 minutes. Started to click, and right now leading 3-0 as Wobodo is fouled in the midfield. Osorio can't believe it, and that all started with Obina Wobodo. Did you see on the quick restart? He stopped the ball, looked up, knocked that ball to Lucho, and it was game on.
Well, it was vision really from those 2 players, right?
Yep.
Obina saw it, as you said, reacted, took the quick free kick, and Acosta, again, just looked up, and the skill involved in that pass, he hit it about 30 yards on the ground with the outside of his foot, to spin and split the defense. Incredible. But why are we shocked at this stage, right? We're not.
I know. Nothing this team has done has surprised people, but when they look at this line score, look, it's not over yet. There's work to be done over the next 25 minutes plus stoppage time as The ball will be played forward to DeAndre Kerr inside of the 18. Powell pokes it away. Toronto was offside, so it'll be stopped. Look, there's work to be done. It looks like Kimi Ordonez and Malik Pinto are both getting ready to come on to this match. But let's say it remains 3-0. People are going to say, okay, FC Cincinnati is doing what they're doing. 3-0, another win for the Orange Blue. Then they're going to look at the lineup.
Yeah, well, that's the telling story.
Right. 6 starters out tonight, and FC Cincinnati is leading 3-0. Celentano will put it back in play after the flag went off. The party continues in the Bailey. 35th minute, it was Santi Arias. 54th minute was Lucho Acosta and Don Baggi. 10 minutes later, Acosta now a goal and an assist tonight.
Look, I think the key for certainly the next 15 minutes, of course, like you mentioned, it's not over, but if FC Cincinnati can keep possession in the middle third and the attacking third and not give Toronto a sniff in that defensive third at all, then the game's over, right? But if they can't, they've got the talent. Toronto still has the talent. They have the pressure and the speed in those defensive areas. If FC Cincinnati are trying to play out of the back, that they will punish you if they win, if they intercept at that position.
Well, and here's my question for you. Who will it be that Malik Pinto replaces in the lineup? Are you pulling Lucho here to rest him for Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I think you do.
I think you do, especially because he's on yellows. Bernadeschi into the final third.
I think you take Alvaro out too if you can.
Question is, who do you replace him with? Because you have 4 fullbacks in the match. Bernadeschi.
Oh, we've seen Don Baggi play that position before.
Well, Ordonez is coming in too, so we'll see who he is going to replace.
Yeah.
Powell up the right side. It's won back by Toronto. We'll know here momentarily as they get set to make the substitutions. Bernadeschi. Forward towards Insigne, who would try to track it down towards the corner flag. He does, one-on-one with Powell. Plays it into the 18. Murphy's going to send it up into the stands, and that will get us the answer as the substitutions incoming here. It's Yuya Kubo to come off for Kimi Ordonez, so Baggi will stay in the match. And it is Marco Angulo coming off for Malik Pinto. Not the one I thought it might be, but Angulo, I thought, put in a really good shift. You mentioned it earlier. He did exactly what Pat needed him to tonight.
I thought he was brilliant. Impressed, very impressed. Just a young player that's continuing to kind of grow with experience. And he's a player that tonight, for me, looked very comfortable under pressure. He was able to use his body and turn receiver on the back foot a lot of times to break the pressure. Just really calm.
When they actually changed the attacking substitution, they put up on the board that Kubo was coming off. Now they have switched that to Don Baggi, who will get a nice reception from the sold-out crowd here at TQL Stadium following his goal. That's his first at TQL Stadium. Remember how hard this guy has worked. He scored in Colorado, his former home, his first for FC Cincinnati, and now he finally gets one here in the Queen City. And a lot of hugs as he gets to the dugout with FC Cincinnati leading 3-0. So finally the play is resumed. And we will carry on with FC Cincinnati looking for a fourth. Acosta over to the left. Has Barrial into the 18, and a rocket goes high as Barrial lined it up. He had space and knows he just missed.
A little disappointing. You know, it's again a great pass. He's got a ton of time, but I actually think he takes too long. It's an exaggerated first touch. I think if it had been a quick first touch out of his feet, good technique. He sounds a little harsh, but look, he's a fantastic player, and he knows it. He knows that was a big chance.
Ian Murphy on a challenge is limping a little bit. Obviously, no time for that tonight, Ian. As he is up trying to work it out as he gets back, favoring his right hip, maybe thigh. He'll get back into alignment as the ball is played back to Ranjitsingh. Ranjitsingh inside of the 18 will put his right foot into it and send it into the night air across midfield towards Bernadeschi, who will head the ball on. Kerr gets a step around Murphy, but then Ray Gaddis comes flying in out of nowhere to stop the attack for Toronto, and then plays it forward towards Pinto, but it skips around him. Ends up with Bernadeschi, who will take a shot. Roman Celentano dives to his right and makes the save. Roman answers the bell again, his third save of the match. And it remains 3-0 with 20 minutes plus stoppage time remaining.
I expect him to continue to be a nuisance and not coming off the right-hand side, cutting into the left foot. On the desk, I know he's being booed. He's probably can't be number one tonight for FC Cincinnati fans, but he's still a very talented player.
Ordonez will receive the ball on the near side. He has 6 goals this year for FC Cincinnati 2 in 3 appearances. All 3 times he started for the 2 team, he's recorded a brace. If Pat Noonan makes any subs the rest of the way, assuming it's not a goalkeeper, it'll be an MLS debut now, considering the outfielders he has remaining. Powell over to Arias on the right. He opened the scoring in the first half. Acosta to Kubo. Now Ordonez. Ordonez trying to poke it back to Arias. He does. Arias not able to return the pass to Ordonez, but Toronto misplays the ball. It'll trickle out across the midfield. Cincinnati will have a throw-in. Important to note, Brett Halsey from the 2 team is on loan, a short-term loan. This happened earlier this year, so it's the second time he's dressed for a first-team game this year. Also, London Agato, the Air Force Academy product. Remember, he was drafted 80th overall pick, but he could not report because he had to finish school. You're not dropping out of the Air Force Academy. He has deferred his service to the United States Air Force to come play soccer. That's how it works. David Robinson did the same thing when he went pro out of the Naval Academy. So he will eventually serve the Air Force. But in the meantime, he's going to chase professional soccer, and he is dressed wearing number 34 for the first time tonight. And I know the staff has been very happy with the way he has been training a big physical defensive presence. Acosta receiving the ball inside of the 18. Rosted gets the better of it, and it bounces out across the midfield. DeAndre Kerr trying to get to the ball. Ian Murphy will find just enough of a touch to knock it back to Celentano. Into the midfield, it's Wobodo. On the foot of Kimi Ordonez. Now Yuya Kubo. Kubo looking up towards the 18. Didn't have any help over there, so he has to slow it down for Barrion. Also dressed tonight, Steven Jimenez, 15 years of age, just shy of his 16th birthday. That'll come on Saturday. Acosta, 2 defenders on him. Working with Arias on the far side. Can't get it back to him. Instead, we'll find Pinto. Now Wobodo. Over to Gaddis. Cincinnati doing a good job controlling the possession here in the second half. Barrion to Wobodo in the middle of the pitch. Looks over to the right, has Arias with some space. He knocks it down for Acosta. Acosta trying to give it back. He got poked away by Franklin. And now Toronto will try to get some momentum going left to right. It's Franklin in the midfield. Arias tracking back quickly. Powell drifts over to help out and slow the attack from the visitors. Josie Thompson over to Bernadeschi. Bernadeschi towards the 18. Looking for a cross. Gets it there, and stepping in the way was Alvis Powell. He'll put his big Jamaican boot into it forward to try to find Lucho Acosta. Acosta was one-on-one with big Ame Mabika at 6'6", and Acosta's not going to win that battle. And we are going to get an MLS debut. Brett Halsey has his kit top on. How about this moment for a guy on the FC Cincinnati too? He's not even on a first-team contract. He is technically today, but it's short-term just to cover this match. Bernadeschi into the final third. Working on the near side. Gets around Barrial, but then Gaddis is there to clear the ball away. Halsey's a player who can come in and play at wingback, so we could be looking at a Barrial or Arias substitution incoming. We'll see where they put him. Defender, a native of Virginia. He's a 7th overall pick last year in the draft. Shot by Insigne with no quality on it. Skips past everybody. It goes out on the end line. So we had the feeling yesterday that we might see a debut because it would be unlikely for Pat just to use 2 substitutions. What's going through Brett's mind right now with 25,513 on hand for his MLS debut?
His heart rate, his blood pressure is probably pretty high right now. But I'm sure excited. Again, any player that's worked hard to get to this stage, there's a lot of credit even to get to this stage, but taking that step across that white line, It's such a special moment for him and his family.
Costa will drop the ball for Barrial. Barrial will swing it over to the right side where Arias has it with loads of space. Pinto back to Murphy inside of the center circle. Wobodeau. Now Gaddis. Obi. On the far side has Arias. 3 goals from 3 goal scorers tonight. Jimmy Ordonez trying to keep the possession. It's poked away. Mobika came all the way over on the defense and knocked it out. Throw-in coming for the orange and blue. Now here comes the substitution. Alvaro Barrial will come off. He's one of the 2 on yellow card watch for FC Cincinnati. And now how about this moment for a Sterling, Virginia native, 23 years of age. Alvaro Barrial will make the slow walk over. And Brett Halsey, who has appeared in 12 games, starting all 12 this season for FC Cincinnati 2, will make his MLS debut at TQL Stadium in front of a sold-out crowd. Toronto will also make a substitution. It looks like Toby Franklin will finally come off, and Christian Gutierrez into the bench. Tom Glitter, Kevin McCluskey, happy to be with you tonight. Lucho trying to get to the ball, the ping out, and be a corner kick for FC Cincinnati. Dave Abbott, our on-site engineer, doing a fantastic job as always. Sean McMahon back in the ESPN 1530 studios. Acosta will trot over to take the corner. Final quarter of an hour at TQL Stadium. And Cincinnati find a 4th. Chants of FCC echo throughout the building as the captain will strike the ball with his right foot. Out-swinging ball, headed away, right back towards Acosta. It'll be a throw-in deep inside of the final third. Acosta was acting like he was going to take it. Santiago was all the way inside of the 18. Well, there'll be a little gamesmanship to work some clock off here. Bailey will try to wind him up again as the throw-in finds the feet of Kubo. Back to Arias and Kubo. Acosta has Kubo cutting towards the goal, turned away by Thompson. And then it'll bound out on the end line. Let me say Kubo touched it last. So Greg Ranjitsingh will take the goal kick. Ranjitsingh here in his 6th MLS start, allowing 3 goals against FC Cincinnati, an opponent he saw a lot when he was with Louisville City. Rosted forward for Larea. Now Kay over to his left. Brought down on the far touchline by Insigne, trying to cut inside Elvis Powell, who stands him up. Elvis Powell's giving him nothing tonight.
No, he's been fantastic. Hasn't given him an inch.
Acosta trying to keep it alive on the far side. He's going to be whistled for a foul. Don't do something silly here, Lucho. He kicked the ball away. Look, he was trying to make a play, so he's not going to get a yellow for time wasting there. But those are the type of situations that Pat Noonan talks about with his guys. You don't pick up that yellow that's going to get you suspended on them kicking a ball away meaninglessly, pushing someone after a whistle or dissent. Here's Insigne.